Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been to my channel before, I am Chel from Chel Loves Wine, and I talk to you guys about all things wine and wine and wine. Today I'm talking to you about Thanksgiving wines. What wine should you bring to Thanksgiving dinner? There are so many things that are on the table at Thanksgiving, so how do you pick a wine that goes with everything? It's a challenge, but I've got 6 wines to lead you through the whole entire evening, from appetizers to dinner to dessert, so that you always have something to drink. I'm going to take you guys through the 6 wines that I'm going to be bringing to Thanksgiving dinner because I find it's always easier to hang out with family when you have a drink in your hand. Am I right? I think I'm right. So the first wine I suggest bringing is something you can start the evening with. This will go really well with anything you're having as an appetizer, like if you're having a charcuterie board. It's a bubbly. Bubbles go with most things in my opinion. This is a really good thing to start the evening with, and plus bubbly kind of goes to your head faster. I think it's just like a nice way to start a holiday. So I have this one from Ferrari. This is the Ferrari Brut. It comes in this very cool box. It's called their chill box. And so what it is basically you can chill the wine in here, and you can see the inside. It's perfectly molded to this beautiful bottle of Ferrari. So when you put it in here, it'll keep this cold for up to 4 hours. Like if you put this in the refrigerator, it'll keep your bubbly cold, which is honestly ingenious. So this retails for about $28 for this whole little kit. Which is really not bad for a sparkling wine with this whole thing. And it's a beautiful bottle, and I think it's always nice to spend a little bit more when you're coming to Thanksgiving dinner. Especially if you're not hosting dinner, I think it's nice to bring something a little more expensive to say thank you for inviting me to your Thanksgiving dinner. So Ferrari Brut's very, very delicious. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to dinner, and I have a red, a white, and a rosé suggestion for dinner because some people like a lot of different things. So I picked one of everything for you. So let's start with the white wine. This is called Edda. This is from Puglia. It's made by San Marzano. It's mostly comprised of Chardonnay, 60% Chardonnay, but it has these very awesome flavors of like peach and stone fruits and a little bit of vanilla. And it goes really well with all of the flavors that you have on a Thanksgiving table. You have stuffing and mashed potatoes and all this stuff that has a lot of butter and fat in it, and this is going to complement perfectly with this. It's just going to be like this whole decadent experience. This bottle only retails for $18. The label is beautiful. This is reason enough to bring it to Thanksgiving dinner because everyone's going to be like, oh, you fancy, look at that label. Like, it's a good one. The next wine I'm suggesting is a rosé, and you might be one of those people that like, girl, rosé season is only in the summer. That's not the case when it comes to me. Rosé is such a food-friendly wine that I think it goes perfectly with Thanksgiving dinner. This one is called Urban Provence. It is also an amazingly beautiful bottle, and I think it retails for about like $22 at the most, which is on the higher end for a rosé, but this one's completely worth it. This one isn't that typical dry Provence style rosé, which has a lot of acidity and a lot of minerality and is very crisp and refreshing. This one has way more fruit flavors. It's very mellow, kind of clears the palate, but also isn't so tart and acidic that it's just ruining everything you just ate. It's a perfect complement. So everybody likes rosé. If you don't like rosé, I don't know what to tell you. But this is a perfect bottle to pick out. And it's another one of those like, ooh, you fancy bottles. Like, how beautiful. So the red wine that I usually pair with Thanksgiving dinner is a Beaujolais. And it's actually a perfect wine that you can get because Beaujolais Day is on the 15th of this month. So it's perfect. They release all of the Beaujolais that they have picked for this year. And it is such a perfect light-bodied red wine. It goes perfectly with Thanksgiving. I actually don't have any bottles yet because I'm waiting for the new release to come out on Thursday. But that is a perfect Thanksgiving wine too. I also just tried this wine the other day. It's from Maxville. It's a Napa Valley Cabernet Franc, which I found was absolutely delicious. It was very fruity but delicate, very well balanced, and I feel like the flavors in this will go very great with everything that you'd be having at Thanksgiving dinner too. Okay, should we move on to dessert? So I have 2 options for you. So first one is this beautiful champagne. This is one of my favorites. This is Laurent Perrier's Demi champagne. It's called Harmony. It is delicious. Laurent Perrier makes amazing champagne to start out with, but their Demi is one of my favorites. It goes so perfectly with sweets. When you're pairing dessert with wine, you want the wine to be sweeter than the dessert, because if you have a wine that is not as sweet as a dessert, you're gonna end up with a bitter tasting dessert. So you wanna make sure this is sweeter than the food. Okay, and last but not least, for some of you who don't want to end on like a traditional wine, I recommend ending with a port. So this is from Fladgate. This is their 20-year-old Tawny port. And so this means that it's been aging for 20 years. It's broken down. It's very like sweet and oh, it's just so good. It's like candy basically. And this one retails for $54.99. Usually good quality ports though that are 20 years aged are going to be more expensive. You can get a smaller bottle because this will last you for a very long time. I will be very impressed if your family could drink this whole bottle in one night because you just have like a little pour of it. But this also goes really great with any desserts because it is very sweet and it is very candied and just delicious, that it will go with every dessert that you have. Port is also awesome to drink throughout the meal too if you like want to get crazy. Port is it transcends meals. It can be really enjoyed with anything. So this is one of my faves. So I definitely would suggest this as well as a dessert or throughout, but it's a good one. All right, guys, those are my 6 wines that I think you should bring to Thanksgiving dinner. Bring all 6 if you really want to impress your family, or bring just 1 if you're a broke bitch like me and can only pick 1. So I also have a blog post down below which has photos of all of these bottles of wine, how much they are, what they taste like, what they're made of, so you can make sure you pick up the right bottles for Thanksgiving dinner. So I will see you guys not next week, but the week after. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you subscribe down here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. All right, guys, so thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Bye. Just kidding. I won't see you next week. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.